I really like this microphone thing. I think it's going to help me to make more videos on my phone and it makes it a lot easier and on the go. I want to make a quick video. Maybe it will not be so quick, but I want to make a video that talks about what does it look like or what does life look like as someone who has it all together. And I feel like everything online talks about the process of how to get there or how to get to wherever people want to be. But in my opinion, the hardest thing is not getting there. The hardest thing is maintaining that. As someone who believes that she has gotten it there, 2025 was about a bit more of about maintenance, maintaining, being the person that I am. And yeah, it took a lot. There were a lot of ups and downs, a lot of lessons learned. But I want to share what life looks like as someone who is the person that she wants to be already. First, I'll describe what that looks like, and then I'll talk about different kind of processes that or different ways I do to maintain it, and then what am I going to do differently or the same this year. To me, I think a person who has it all together, and I've talked about this like 1,000 times. The first one, again, we go from inside, physical, outside. Inside, person is very, very grounded, independent, grounded, a person who knows her shit, who knows her worth, who knows her identity without everything else. I could be old and wrinkly, I could be wearing like torn clothes, or maybe I'm just butt naked. I know who I am. I am not defined by my role, by my company, by my things around me. I know who I am, I know what I stand for, I know my identity, I know my values, I know my principles. I might know my principles a bit way too much, and that could be something I could relax a little bit more, but I really know who I am. At the same time, I'm very balanced on the inside, very healthy outlook to life, very positive person, has tenacity, has grit, has rigor, has I sound like I'm boasting too much at this point. But basically, inside very balanced. None of this mental health issues, none of this anxiety things, none of this self-doubt. I know who I am, I know what I stand for, I know the value that I bring to the world, and that's like half the battle won. Of course, it took a lot of years to come to this state, but I'm at this state now, and I absolutely love it. On the physical side of things, I work out, and I'll talk about working out later. So I'm strong, I'm fit, I'm toned. Skincare, take care of my skin, and now my skin is really good. I'm very lucky to have, I think genes also play a big part, but you have to take care of it, right? Genes is just a starting point, but you have to take care of yourself. Like when we go out, right? People think my mom is a friend or my sister, not my mom because she looks very young. She does take care of her skin. And people don't believe that I'm in my 30s. People, 2 years ago, or last year, no, 2 years ago, my birthday, some lady thought that I'm a university student going back to study in university. I was just there skiing for a winter break. And wow, that's interesting. Last year, I was having sushi with my brother, and the sushi chef thought I was 18 or like early 20s. I don't know, I think that's a bit too much. I know I don't look my age, and it doesn't matter. I'm very excited to grow old. I'm very excited to be wrinkly. I'm very excited to allow my life to live. I live my life so fully that the only way it could show will be the lines on my face because I have lived a life so fully that I can only be expressed in lines on my face. I'm very, very excited about that. But until then, until I get there, I take care of my skin. I take care of my skin. I take care of my hair. I'm also very lucky to have, pretty decent hair. I used to do like hair mask once a week, although I don't think it makes a difference. But I take care of my skin. I take care of my hair. I take care of my face. I take care of my body by going to do workouts, by going to the gym, by doing different kind of sports. It's so healthy, invigorating. It's really healthy, not just on the inside, not just on physically, but also on the inside. On the plane, I was watching a documentary talking about how doing sports helps with longevity, helps with your brain's growth. In your brain, I could be butchering this, but from what I remember, in your brain there's this thing called the amygdala. And they noticed that when they did a test with older people, like the old folks, and they got people to do either low intensity workouts every day or a bit more high intensity a few times a day. Whatever it is, all these different kinds of sports help to either grow or keep the shape of the amygdala. When it decreases, that's where we have dementia. That's where we have a lot of like forgetfulness, brain issues. So, long story short, doing sports actually help with longevity, help with brain health, and help with overall well-being. Like, it's just a no-brainer. Doing sports helps so many things. All you need to do is spend, I don't know, 20 minutes. Really. Today I went to the gym and it took me like 25 minutes, of which I spent only 8 minutes doing the workout and the rest of the time resting. And the workout is just lifting really, really heavy stuff off the floor, full stop. And then some of the machine stuff. But whatever it is, if I need to do a quick workout, all I do is lift weights off the floor, heavy, heavy weights. That's it. Of course, there's this whole, you need to make sure your posture is good. You need to make sure your back is straight. You need to make sure you don't hurt your lower back. And that's why I went to the PT for a couple of lessons. But other than that, all you need to do is just lift stuff off the floor. It takes 8 minutes. You rest for 20, 15 minutes. You do this every day. And it's so easy. The ROI, from a rational person perspective, the ROI of spending 8 minutes, resting 15 minutes, it helps overall. It helps with your toneness of your arms. I think my arms look pretty toned right now. Your abs are strong. You're slim. Your legs are so strong. I think I want to say my legs are very strong now, and or stronger. And then it helps with your brain stuff. Like, it's an absolute no-brainer. Okay, sports is just, don't have to think about it, just do it. Okay, so we talk about inside, we talk about physical outside, and then now we talk about outside, which I think is style. I remember this, and this was probably one of the inspirations of why I'm very interested in fashion. On days that you just don't feel like yourself, right? Days that you just feel little shit, little crap. All you have to do is just dress up nicely, and you look put together, and you really love the person that you're looking at in the mirror, and your mood just gets lifted. My theory, and I think this is completely true, we love beautiful things. We absolutely love beautiful things. People love beautiful things. And so the ability to be the beautiful thing that you love seeing just elevates your mood. And so, not only that, by looking presentable, looking beautiful, not plastic surgery, not like wearing very little clothes, but looking put together, looking elegant, looking beautiful. It's like a little flower that grows on the roadside. It just adds some piece of beauty into the world. And whoever that sees that flower on the road just makes the day a little happier. You just see, oh, it's a beautiful flower. No. Oh. And it's like that with people who dress up properly, and it makes someone else's day more beautiful by looking at a piece of art, a piece of beautiful art, which is a person. So I think that's very important. And I think dressing up, just being stylish, it's not about following trends, but it's two things. One, I believe very much in being art. Create art and be art. And you could be art, you could wear art and be art, be a form of art by showing up in however you want to style yourself. I think that's very beautiful. The second thing is we are a multifaceted being. We have so many versions of ourselves. And so the way you can show up in different ways by the different kind of clothes and style that you bring into the table, to the event, to the person that you're meeting. And I think that adds a little charm, that adds something beautiful to to the world. And so I enjoy dressing up. I enjoy being stylish because it allows me to express me for who I am instead of how people perceive me. So I think people usually perceive me as the studious academic one. And that's completely fine. I enjoy that and I enjoy being that version of me. At the same time, there's also a version of me that is more creative, more artistic. And I could show that up either in painting, which I do, or in dressing up in a very stylish manner. And that's, to me, that allows me to express myself in different ways, different forms, in different dimensions. And I love that very much. Okay, so to me, that's a put together person, right? I aspire to be effortlessly elegant, to be a put together person, to be able to hold long conversations about in-depth topic, an intelligent person, at the same time also looking very stylish. Usually people are one or the other, right? I've seen so many scientists, they're so intelligent, but they don't care about anything in their outlook. And there's so many there are interesting things to say, but nobody cares about them. And it you become the medium of expressing a lot of thoughts and ideas. And these are all worth listening, right? Especially if it's worth listening. You want to package the medium up in a much better way so the audience can capture what you're saying. At the same time, there's so many people who are just looking all put together and all dressed up, but there's just nothing worth listening to in their heads. And it's a pity because why do we have to choose one or the other? Why not both? And this is the person that I'm becoming or I'm maintaining. So, how do I maintain that? And I think that's the question. There's so many videos out there and so many content out there of how to be that girl, how to be the it girl, how to be effortlessly chic, how to be elegant. And they talk about going to yoga, going to Pilates, drinking your matcha latte, waking up at 5 a.m., all that kind of stuff. Whatever. I think people decide how they want to live their life, not, it's up to you. I think the important thing is how do you maintain it? Because once you have good skin barrier, good skincare routine, once you have good mental health, good, good, self-confidence and self-esteem, and you have a good sense of style, you have a toned, fit body, the next thing you want to do is just to maintain this, right? It's very simple. So that's the question. How do you maintain it? The thing about maintaining is it's kind of difficult to measure. Maintaining means stay the same, right? And I can tell if I'm not maintaining it if I could feel my trousers getting a bit tighter and I know I'm getting fat. So, and then I reflect on my schedule and I say, oh, I'm not doing this enough, or I've stopped doing that, and I'm just adding it back to the system. So maintenance is a bit harder people don't talk about it because it's really boring and it's very hard to measure. But that's the most important thing in life's journey. So this is what I do. Now I'm traveling, but I'm incorporating this as well, making this videos also to allow me to incorporate these things into even my travel routines. When I'm traveling or when I'm not traveling, I'm always incorporating sports in my routine. Let's talk about what travel days look like and what non-travel days look like, and then I do days and also shit days. When I'm not traveling, I do 4 kinds of sports a week. So I'm trying to do two of these sports, 2 times of each of these sports, or about 1 to 2 times each. So I have about 6 days of 6 to 7 sports sessions a week, and I just schedule them into my calendar and I make sure I go to them. So that's on the sports side of things. On the travel side of stuff, or when I'm traveling, because it's also winter, so I can't bring my tennis racket. Actually that's the only one that's outdoor. So I could do yoga in the gym. I go to the gym and lift weights, and then I can also find a ballet class and do ballet. With tennis, it's a bit harder. However, it's a lot. more challenging to do a lot of these things. So the gym is the easiest, right? To me, the gym is the easiest, and I just make sure I go to the gym. So this morning when I woke up, I did feel like going to the gym, but I know I need to go to the gym. So I woke up, changed, and went to the gym. Full stop. For ballet, I'm looking for ballet teachers. So usually, when I go to the city, I'm always asking people who live in the city, hey, do you know where can I get ballet teachers? Uh, I'll find that, and then I'll just schedule, book a few classes a week to do ballet. With Pilates or yoga, that's again something that I could just go to one of these, just so many studios around and just buy one or two classes. And then, just schedule it in. So I could do that. I think we'll see. I'm not in each of the city for that long amount of time, but I'll probably go and do ballet and watch, just do ballet. So on good days, I've got all these scheduled in already and I can just go into the sports. However, there are bad days, right? Bad days where I'm not following this routine. And I know that if like once in a while, 1 week of just having two sports, it's fine. But when I start noticing, oh, this is week 2, and I keep canceling on my tennis, that's not good. And so what I'll do is I will book in lessons. The good thing is all my yoga it's a class. All my ballet is with a teacher, so these are already booked in place. So usually I have at least these 3 in place. The gym is what I do it myself, and I could very easily book a PT and do it with the PT. I don't think I need that external help or the external motivation, so I could do it by myself, so I don't need that. Tennis though, so with tennis it's two things. One is either you get someone to play tennis with you, so it's kind of locked in, or a coach. I used to use my coach a lot. I think she's not the right coach for me anymore, so I'm looking for a new coach. And once I find a new coach, I could schedule these things in, and I make sure that I have it in place. So if you can't do it yourself, this to me, right? If I can't maintain these myself, I make sure that I buy classes or I buy one-on-one sessions with coaches to do the sport. That's very, very useful, very healthy, and it helps me to maintain my routine. Of course, this is not a long-term solution, and the way to do it is, at one point I was addicted to doing sports. It felt uncomfortable if I don't do sports. Of course, you need like 1 day to rest in a week or something, and that's fine. But if I don't do sports for a longer period of time, like a couple of days, my body starts to feel very uncomfortable. So that's great, right? You could do sports and then get addicted to sports. That's a very good addiction. And make sure you do sports and then have enough rest. So that's very, very, very good, very healthy. Otherwise, sports is also it's a mental thing. It's a diligence thing. It's a grit thing. It's a motivation thing. And after some time, you can just manage things by yourself. Yeah, I don't know how else to say except, you need to know how to manage your own time and energy and life. And if you can't even manage your own sports schedule, I don't know how you're going to manage your life. So, sports, very important, number 1. Number 2, maintaining, right? We talk about maintenance. Skincare. With skincare, to me, I think the most important thing is making sure your skin barrier is okay. Took a long time, not took a long time, took a while for me to do a lot of research to figure out, okay, the skincare, the facial wash I'm using is a bit too harsh. I need something softer. So I just got something softer. It's just something from the drugstore, and very simple, very, very easy. You just wash my face, put moisturizer, and that's pretty much it. I'm adding retinol now. I've been on and off. I'm using retinol now, just a little bit, and that's like my new routine. That's it. Oh, I also have toner, which is also, yeah, it's just, to me, it's just like adding water to your face. That's it. So very simple. I don't think skincare needs to be this 20-step whatever skincare. It should be very easy. Wash your face, add toner, add moisturizer, full stop. Every morning, every night. Some days not moisturizer, some days retinol. That's it. I only have 4 things. It's face wash, it's moisturizer, it's toner, and toner is even toner is optional, and then retinol. That's it. I do have a tea tree oil, and that's if I have like a pimple or a bite or rashes. I don't know, it's my miracle thing. I just put it on my face and then the bite or the pimple disappears. That's it. I've got 5 items. And I don't even use it I don't even use all 5 items every day. So once you have good skin, then you have very, very light makeup. I have one, two, three. Yeah, 3 items for makeup. That's it. The first one is sunblock. Use sunblock every day. And sunblock is also like half the battle done. So I've got sunblock. I have got sunblock is the only thing that I have for my face as a overall face thing. Because I don't even need to bring like foundation. I've never used foundation in my life before, especially whatever powder stuff. Never used that. I don't know how to use that. And I don't need that because when you have good skin, which is skincare, you just need less things in life. And to me, I look at everything as ROI, especially for these kind of additional things you need to do in your life, skincare. The ROI is that you're just buying less stuff and you bring less stuff as you travel. It's so easy, it makes life so much easier, and I love these kind of things. So I don't like right now. I have just toner on my face, but because when you have good skin, you don't need foundation. All you need is sunblock. That's it. With my eyebrow is a bit light, and I have like a little eyebrow crayon pencil thing, and I don't even use it every time. That's second. The third one is mascara, and I don't use that all the time either. But yeah, if I go out, then if I go and I feel like it, I use mascara. And then the fourth one is lipstick. Lipstick is new. I never used to have lipstick, but I have a lot of lipstick, so I figured I need to start using it. I really like it actually, because on lazy days, which is a lot of days, all I do is put sunblock and lipstick, and that's it. In the past, it was just sunblock. So now I have lipstick, and I'm a bit more put together. I have 2 kind of lipsticks, I would say. One is like the main red, and then the other one's kind of like stuff you just put on top. I take it kind of like a lip balm kind of thing. If I don't have the lip balm because it's finishing, that's why I brought it with me. Once it's finished, I do have a Vaseline. And I know Vaseline is like another magical pill or magical skincare thing, but I use Vaseline as a lip balm. Also, if my face gets a bit dry, especially it's wintertime, I will also put Vaseline on top of it. I don't know if there's any science to it, but sometimes if my skin is dry, I put moisturizer, then I put Vaseline to kind of seal it off. Don't know if that's going to work, but it works for my face. That's it. Face is very, very easy. My hair is just long, straight, and black. That's it. I don't color it. That's why I don't need to do any maintenance. I don't need to do any spa, any treatment, because I don't bleach my hair. I don't dye my hair. My hair is very healthy the way it is. I also just wash my hair. I wash my hair every day, and I just wash and clean my hair. That's it. I also don't use any heating product, curling iron, whatever. So my hair is not damaged at all because I don't use anything that damages it. To me, it's a very silly thing because number one, you need to buy the product, which costs money. You need to use the product, which costs a lot of time and energy. And then you need to maintain the thing that you're using the product on, which is your hair. And that's just time, money, and energy. I don't want to spend my time, money, and energy on frivolous things like this. So usually I just have my hair tied back, pinned up, bun up. And there's so many ways to style your hair. So it's fantastic. I love it. Alternatively, I just throw a hat on top and just wear my hat out. And that's what I do all the time as well. Very simple, very, very easy. Like life should be very easy. So my hair, very easy. Face skincare, very easy. This is easy to maintain. I'm not a person that buys a lot of products. The next thing is, let's talk about food, then let's talk about supplements. With food, okay, some days I don't always eat healthy every day, unfortunately, but I do try to maintain and get in fiber and protein. So eating protein, because protein is good for your amino acid production, just good for your whole body in general. So eating protein and then eating fiber, which is your fruits and vegetables. So eat meat, eat fruits, eat vegetables. That's it. And of course you can do and eat other things like lots of sweets, lots of salt, lots of salty stuff. But in general, I'm not a person who likes sweets. So I I would eat chocolate, once a month because that's what my body needs 2 weeks before my period, and I'll eat chocolate once a month. Other than that, I don't really like sugar. So I do enjoy desserts, but I always make sure that it's less sugar or dark chocolate. I don't like sweet stuff. And I think that's also half the better one because I just don't like sweet stuff. With savory, I really don't like salty things. I don't think I have a bland palate. I just don't like salty stuff. And I remember hosting a couple of dinner parties, and my friend went, "I need to get your salt because your food is just not salty enough." And that's very true. I don't like salty stuff. We don't like salty stuff in the family. We don't like too salty. We don't like too sweet. It's just feels wrong. So I think that's also half the better one because we just consume real food, whole foods, and that's very good. I once in a while, yes, I do grab a bag of chips and eat the chips. They're not very they're not good, and I know that. And I try not to finish the whole bag in a sitting. I put it in the fridge so it stays crisp. But yeah, sometimes what I do is I know I just need a little bit. I buy the small pack, or I know that I'm only going to eat a small amount. That's it. So yeah, I'll throw it away because I'm not going to eat it anyway. So I just don't eat that much. It's just I don't eat that much junk because I don't want that, and it's not healthy, and I don't enjoy that unless it's the time of the month. And fine, I forgive myself for that. But otherwise, just try to eat whole foods. The And I think that's a lot easier in Asia. So, for example, you can get noodles that's like freshly made noodles, just like freshly made pasta. It's also easier in Italy because you have freshly made pasta, you have whole foods. I think it's also easier in France, actually. Yeah, it's a lot more of the whole foods culture. It's not the same everywhere. The UK, it's quite hard to have whole foods. I think it's easier up in Scotland than in England. But in general, yeah, I'm not a big fan of the English food. Okay, so food. Um, yes, number one, eat whole food. I don't really snack anyway. Yeah, I don't really snack. There is a Japanese snack that I really love, and I had to hid it from myself because I was eating a lot of it. But in general, I don't buy snacks in the house at all. So usually whole foods in the house. And I eat when I'm hungry. So I know that people who are very focused, and my parents are like that, they are focused to make sure they have 3 meals a day. And I think this is a very different generation. In the past, there is a lot of poverty was a lot more prominent. And so you make sure that you're eating 3 meals a day because you might not, you don't have food, and you can go days without food because you just don't have food, and you have to consciously remind yourself to eat food, otherwise you wouldn't eat that. And my generation is not like that. We have an abundance of food. And if you're snacking throughout the day and then you're making sure you're eating 3 meals a day, how much are you eating a day? You're not even expending that much energy. So now I eat when I'm hungry. And of course, on days that I do a lot of workout, I'm very hungry and I just eat a lot. And that's fine. And days that I'm a bit more sedentary, not doing anything, then I eat less. That's completely fine and completely normal. I eat when I'm hungry. And I think people should do that because otherwise you're just overeating. Or yeah, that's not a big fan of people who don't take care of themselves. Either too fat or too skinny, not good. You need to take care of yourself. So that's food. I'm pretty healthy, fit, and toned. That's good. Supplements. So I go supplements in waves. I don't want to be hooked on supplements, as in I don't want my body to be taking supplements all the time. So there'll be once in a while. So I usually buy supplements in quarters. Every start of the quarter, I go get a fresh new set because the supplements are usually 30 days, 60 days, or 90 days. So I do have that. But I'm not going to have every quarter eating supplements. So maybe I'll get 3 quarters of supplements, 1 quarter without, or 2 quarters of supplements, one without, and then 2 quarters of supplement. It really depends on what I'm feeling. So right now I'm feeling that I need to stop my supplements. So I still have vitamin B, multivitamin B, and like all the B1 to 3, all the way until I don't know how many Bs there are, and fish oil. Once I finish these two, which I think would take me 1.5 months, and I'm not doing supplements anymore. I used to have quite a lot of supplements, and that's fine. I think it's yeah, there's a variation, and that's fine. I'm also making sure I'm eating enough because that's the point of supplements, right? It's in the name. It supplements, it adds on to whatever that you're lacking, and I think I'm doing a pretty good healthy life and diet, so I don't want to get supplements. So I'm going to stop supplements for a while after this. I finish my 2 bottles. Okay, that's the food stuff. Workout, we've really talked about it. Maintenance is very important. Maintaining food is very important. I know some days I don't eat enough, and some days I eat too much. So maintenance, right? And on average, you're going to fluctuate, but on average, a bit steady, and that's good. Oh, clothes. Okay, so the reason I could style so well is because I curated a very, very good wardrobe. And I want to say that after a couple of years of curating my wardrobe, I have absolutely everything that I need. From headpieces to earrings to cuffs to necklaces to rings to bracelets to body chains and all the jewelry. I have everything that I need. From my clothes, outerwear, innerwear, dresses, winter, summer, spring, seasons, colors, patterns, materials. I have everything that I need. So because of that, because I have everything is curated to my taste and preferences. I can just go into my wardrobe and pick things out very easily and pair and mix and match them very well, very, very well. So that makes it easier to maintain dressing up properly. Everything I own is a very high quality piece and very stylish as well, very easy to match in different kind of styles. So it took a while, of course. It takes a while to go and to have a curated wardrobe, but once you have it, you don't need anything else. You just focus on figuring out different combinations and permutations of how to wear your clothes. To do that, I have a video somewhere, but I have a structure of how I keep pictures of my clothes. So I take a picture every time when I dress up, take a picture, I store it in one of my databases, so I can always go back to see, oh, this is how I style it. I could recreate that, or I could change a couple pieces and look different. Because, to me, I don't like re-wearing the style. I'm very fine with re-wearing the clothes, but I don't want to re-wear the style. So understanding the various styles of permutations of clothes that I have allows me to change different pieces and change the style, but maintain the clothes. So I have increased number of wearability of my clothes, but looking different every time. I think that's fun. I enjoy that very much. And yeah, people who enjoy that, they should definitely do it. I don't believe in just keep buying stuff. It's like how many things can you buy? Where are you gonna store them? How often are you going to wear them? And I don't know. I think if you're broken inside, you need to go fix it. Buying clothes or shopping or it doesn't help. If you have something wrong somewhere, go and find the root cause, solve it. Everything else is a distraction. Okay, so that's clothes. Shoes, same thing. I have all the shoes that I need. Maybe I could use a couple more pairs for different occasions. But in general, I'm very happy with the shoes that I have. And lifestyle. Okay, other parts of the lifestyle. I'm cutting alcohol. Not completely, but I'm significantly reducing alcohol. And yeah, the air steward was giving me so much champagne on the plane. I felt really shit. But it was fun. It was fun. So cutting alcohol, making sure I have enough sleep, I've got my watch for 1.5 years now. It helps to track my sleep, and I think that's good. It helps me to be more cautious or more diligent about my sleep hygiene. And what else? Drinking water. Yes, I drink a lot of water. I try to drink at least 3 liters a day because I used to drink 5 to 6 liters a day. The doctor said it's too much, and I've had water poisoning twice in my life. People have alcohol poisoning. I'm not that of a party person. I have water poisoning, so I need to reduce drinking of water. But other people need to increase drinking of water. So for me, 3 liters is good. If I drink less, I actually fall sick. If I drink more, it's fine. But I know the doctor said I should not drink so much water. I don't drink like sweet drinks or soft drinks. I do a lot of tea because I love tea. And my tea is it's always unsweetened tea. Sometimes I have a splash of milk if it's black tea. I do drink coffee once in a while, once a month, once a few months, and yeah, coffee is fine with me. But I don't drink fizzy drinks. I don't drink soft drinks. I don't drink canned drinks. I don't drink fizzy drinks. If I drink that, it needs to be zero sugar. And none of this fake sugar either. I don't drink Coca-Cola, for example, but there is this Japanese green tea, zero sugar in a can. That is something I could drink. But in general, I don't drink any of these canned stuff. I just don't like these sweet things. It feels disgusting to me. So that helps with the health. I drink milk. I love milk. I love milk so much. And because I eat a lot of protein stuff, so Greek yogurt is great. Cottage cheese is fantastic. You usually just put them on toast and add some other stuff on it. Beautiful. I love, 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 love it. Eat a lot more clean, green, whole foods. And make sure I've got colors in my food. So I've got pumpkin, squash, purple cabbage, natural colors, natural colored food. Love, love that. And I think that's it. And okay, other things would be making sure I spend time with family, making sure I spend time with friends, making sure I do my reflections, making sure that I am writing, making sure that if I make mistakes, I apologize, making sure I reflect on my decisions, making sure that I have enough time for people around me. That's it. I don't know what else. I don't know what else is necessary. It's just maintaining, right? I know it sounds very easy, but you will fall out, as I have, fall out of your routines, and you just need to make sure you get back on it. So things I want to change. Okay, let's list 5 things I want to change. Maintain a bunch of five key things to remember for 2026. Things to maintain, things to change. Number 1, continue my sports. At least 3 sports a week. At least. Number 2, making sure that I've got good sleep hygiene. So sleeping properly. Number 3 is making sure I do my reflections. I think reflections is how I get a very strong, balanced, healthy mentally. Yeah. I think I felt anxiety once in my life, and that was a bit of a quarter life crisis situation. And yeah, I read 2 books on anxiety. I understood anxiety better, but I don't have social anxiety or whatever. And that was a nearing my birthday, and the whole thing of growing older and whatever life lies ahead, making decisions, crossroads, whatever, got me quite anxious about a bunch of things. So the third thing I want to continue doing and maintain that is reflection. The fourth thing that I want to add is to keep up with the intelligent side of me. Not that I've lost my intelligent side of me, but I think I've been focusing more on the fashion side of me to express myself that way. And now it's time to focus back on the intelligent side of me, because it's all balance, right? To progress, as much as you want to progress both at the same time, it's actually progressing one the other, and it's completely normal. So this year I want to focus I want to put my focus on the intelligence side of me, because everything else is done, right? Everything in the physical side is just maintaining skincare, hair care, fashion, the inside, the healthiness, whatever. It's all done. I just need to maintain that. Very easy. So I want to continue building the intelligence side of me a lot. I want to hone that. And lastly, what do I want to change or maintain this year? I think maintain is fine, because maintain is just doing. I think sports to me is probably the biggest thing that I didn't maintain all the time. Everything else pretty much always maintain. I maintained the rest of the things, so that's fine. I think reflection and the intelligence side of me, those two are going to be a bit more of a focus. Sports, you know what? Let's just name it down to 3. Sports, the reflections, and also the intelligent side of me. These 3. Everything else just maintain, and I don't think that is very hard. These 3 are probably things that I can foresee myself coming off track a bit more often. And so I just want to focus on them. All right, the video is long enough. I think that's enough discussions and reflections. I'm really excited for this year. And yeah, once you become the person that you want to be, you just need to maintain that and do slight improvements. It's no longer big jumps. Big jumps are so much easier. It's a slight improvement. It's easy to not do it. It's also easy to do it. The doing it part, very important. All right, till then, I'll speak to you.